I hate Harley. Harley sucks. They cost too much. They're a waste of money. They got Chinese parts. They hate...
Oh, I don't have a Harley Davidson. Is it okay if I ride with you, Harley guys? I don't want to interfere.
Harley Davidson quality. It's gone down the tubes.
Paid $30,000 for this, and this shouldn't happen.
Hold your horses. Let's just take a look. Five years ago, I finally decided to jump in and get my very first Harley Davidson. Now, since early 20s, I've owned a CBR F2, CBR 600 I think it was. That was modded like crazy. I owned a few Honda Cruisers. One of them was a Shadow, I believe. I even owned a dirt bike for a while. So I've had motorcycles that really were about performance, just cruising around and just going off-road. But Harley Davidson always had a special place in my heart. I fell in love with the sound, the presence. In 2004, my brother-in-law had two Softails. He let me use one. I was very intimidated. These are bikers. Went ahead and jumped on his Softail. It was the 100th anniversary of Harley Davidson up in Milwaukee. We headed up north. When we hit the highway, when we saw all those bikers, that camaraderie, having us join in with them, and we're flying down the highway, that was fun. It was then that I was sold. I drank the Kool-Aid. That's me, drank the Kool-Aid. That I wanted a Harley Davidson. My dream bike is to own a Harley Davidson Fat Boy. On a separate occasion, I gathered a bunch of guys from the church together to do a ride. And as we all got together, we're just talking, fellowship, joking around. One of them owns a BMW, and it's got the hard case shells. And wasn't sure if he was riding or delivering pizzas, but he was a cool cat, and we would rip on each other. He said something that stuck with me.
Oh, I don't have a Harley Davidson. Is it okay if I ride with you, Harley guys? I don't want to interfere.
We were busting out laughing. But I realized then, and I look back now, he's feeding off of a stereotype that unfortunately exists, and it's tiring. I hate Harley. Harley sucks. They cost too much. They're a waste of money. They got Chinese parts. They hate it. We just need to stop. Let's talk about the quality. People started dogging Harley Davidson on Facebook, on YouTube, like crazy because of the 2024 models had a few glitches and issues on them straight off the dealership. Okay, it's a new model, there's gonna be gremlins, and most of it was addressed. But the bashing and the I hate Harley, and Harley riders are stupid, and they don't know what they're doing. Let's get a few things straight. I looked into the basic data. Now the metric can skew a little bit up and down either way for either brand. I know that, but this was a generalized data that I went ahead and did the research on. Let's just take a look. 17 to 26% of Victory, Indian, and Harleys have reported having minor issues with electrical quirks, such as a battery drain, and also squeaky type belts from tightening or too loose off the dealership. Of those new units, brand new Victory, Indian, and Harley motorcycles that were sold, 17 to 26% reported issues that they had to go back to the dealership with. In 2025, Harley Davidson had a number of recalls. There's no denying it, I was part of those. On the newer models, such as mine, the voltage regulator wire. The voltage regulator wire was placed in a bad place where the engine vibration would kind of rub off on the cable and cause shortages. People were stranded. This happened. But people did report it, and there was a recall run on it. One of the recalls they had was for their 18 through 24 model with the single shock having issues with those that they had to go and replace. There was also issues with software updates on the ECM, I think it was, or ECU, I don't know what it was, to where they had to do an update and you can only do it at the dealership. People were dogging
Harley Davidson quality. Gone down the tubes.
Paid $30,000 for this, and this shouldn't happen.
Hold your horses. Early 2025, Honda recalled thousands of Goldwings, and the affected years were 2018, 19, 20, and 2021. It was a GL 1800 Goldwing. The primary gear bolt breaking. Some reports were recording back tire locking up while riding. That sounds safe. 2025. Indian recalled 1,000 motorcycles for software issues on the ECM due to neutral showing incorrectly, and they also found an issue with the fuel pump wiring. Sounds pretty familiar to what happened to Harley. I digress. BMWs. Oh, my Beamer friends. They had a recall across a number of their models for their e-call system. The software thing, I don't know what an e-call system is. I don't know. It required an update. Software. Sounds familiar. Also, there was an issue with the steering damper having a loose pin. Lastly, an issue also was known with their corded shaft, causing some possible traction loss. So that's the BMW. That's the one that really loves to rip on Harley guys. Triumph. Let me make this clear. I love the Triumph bikes. They look so aggressive. They're gorgeous with beefy look to them and everything. Buddy of mine from church back in Illinois has a Triumph. Oh, man, it just has a presence. Truth. Look it up for yourself. I challenge anyone to look them up. Triumph had a handful of recalls, and to be honest with you, I did not write them all down. This video would take forever. Triumph. Yamaha had a substantial amount of recalls also. This was 2025 I'm talking about. It had to do with their ECU and their throttle positioning sensors. They had about 5 different models that were affected by this. Yamaha. When you look at the recalls that Harley Davidson did in 2025, compared to the other manufacturers, competitors, that had their recalls in 2025, I'd have to say they're pretty much in par. So one really isn't better than the other. They're machines. They're going to have issues. That's what happens. Price. So I decided to take my Road Glide, Grand Touring, and go across a basic spectrum of other touring bikes and see if the Harley Davidson is as snobby as we are. So here we go. The Honda Goldwing starts off at about $28,700. Keep in mind, the market of each state is different. We don't know what they're trying to get rid of as far as a previous year, some sort of deal. Overall, sticker price $28,700. That's what they started off with. By the time you do all of the accessories that most people do when they buy a motorcycle, some changes and upgrades, you're pretty much looking at $35,500, give or take. I did that, right? The seat, grips, the windshield, the sound system. The Goldwing ended up price tagging itself out at about $35,000, $36,000. Seems pretty close to a Harley Davidson. We'll touch that in a second. Indian Challenger, my Indian friends. Let me make this disclaimer. I think Indian motorcycles are gorgeous. They got a little switch where you can pop the hood. They are gorgeous motorcycles. I love their style. They have a certain sound of their own, really bassy kind of presence. Love them. So this is not a bash. But let's take a look at their price tag. Indian Challenger, mind you, I'm comparing it to a Road Glide. Indian Challenger starts off at $28,000. By the time you do the upgrades that most people do, you are looking at possibly hitting $45,700. Again, I did the same ones like I did on the Road Glide, about $45,000. If you match that $45,700, that's about the same price as a CVO, a Road Glide CVO ST. Just saying. But there you go. BMW, the model that I saw, and I'm not familiar with them, so please forgive me if this is skewed in any way, but the model that I saw that kind of looks like that Grand Touring look was the K1600 GTL. They have color surcharges, just like Harley Davidson. Harley charges you for color and they shouldn't. Yeah, so does BMW. BMW starts off at $27,700. I haven't hit anything that's out of the market. It's right there in the same price point. By the time you add the accessories and everything else, just like you would any other bike, $35,000, give or take. Let's talk about the Harley Road Glide. The Road Glide right now is $28,000 starting price. By the time you do all the changes that you normally want, like I did, windshield, grips, seat, sound system, foot pad, whatever the case is, I came out to almost $37,000. So if we're talking about price point, they're all there. They are all there within the same line. The question now is, where's your value? Which one do you like the most? Does the Harley look better? Does the Indian kind of feels better, looks better? The Honda, the quiet ride. You don't want some roaring, loud, neighbor-hating motorcycle. Goldwings are gorgeous. Love them. But the point is, you're gonna get the motorcycle you want, the one that speaks to you, the one that you love, the one that you can see yourself doing miles on. Not because people are hating, not because others think that it's trashy. So price point, they're right there. I want to go ahead and make a final point. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this, but I want to make a final point. If I'm riding and I see a biker in distress on the side of the street, I'm going to pull over, make sure he or she is okay. I don't care what you're riding. I don't care if it's a BMW, if it's a Harley, if it's a Triumph. The bottom line is, you're a rider. At the end, we love doing what we love doing.
As long as you ride, you can ride whatever you want.
God bless you, that's what I'm talking about. Right now, some of these sports bikes out here in Florida, they're like rockets. Have you seen the riders, the way they dress for those? They look like NASA astronauts with things and a onesie and whatnot. That's some serious gear. They take that stuff seriously. Why did I go Harley Davidson? I fell in love with the brand after I watched Terminator 2, my coveted Fat Boy. Guys, that's my dream bike. I love that bike. The reason I went Grand Touring though, was because I wanted something where my wife can be comfortable, and it was more important for me to have fun date nights with my wife and go out riding, especially now here in Florida. But my dream bike is the Fat Boy. I loved the community that you inherit when you buy a Harley Davidson. So what's my conclusion? This bad mouthing, you guys, we all need to stop. We really need to stop. Why do we ride? People have different tastes, different approach to when they want to ride. So here's the truth. I've done charity runs, found my purpose to ride, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when you give that $20, $25 for a toy run, Toys for Tots, the kids smile that they're able to receive a gift on Christmas. It doesn't matter what kind of motorcycle you ride. You took the ride that you love and you found a purpose for it and rode with others who took the motorcycles they love and they found a purpose for it. If we're talking about quality, they're there. They are there. Any machine that is not taken care of is going to fall apart. I don't care if you have a Honda, an Indian, a Triumph, a Hayabusa, a Harley. You don't take care of it, it's going to fall apart. Do what you like. Find the motorcycle that speaks to you. Enjoy it. And when you get it, be proud of it. Be proud of your Indian. Be proud of your Triumph. Be proud of your Harley Davidson. That's the purpose of this video. So let's stop bashing each other as far as, well, that's because you bought an Indian. Well, that's what you get for getting a Harley. Well, you wasted all that money. Stop. We all love riding. I'll ride with any of you guys. I don't care what you ride. If this is the first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button, click that bell, so that way you're notified when I post anything new. I want to thank you guys who have subscribed. Drop a comment. I always look forward to reading comments because you guys I learn from. When you guys drop me comments or send me emails, I'm learning from you guys what it is to be in this community. You guys I depend on for that. So please make sure to also drop a comment. I want to thank you guys for everything. Please find a purpose for your ride. God bless you. I'll catch you out in the next video.